Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Path of Magic live stream. I am excited because there's a lot to update you on since the last event. Pretty much the whole live stream, the server crashed and all of that was lost, and then I redid everything, and it ended up being better, but I do feel bad for the others who lost stuff. But basically, I learned that something had happened with the server, and it basically corrupted the server's ability to save. That was a new experience. This has actually happened before, but now it looks like it was just caused by like an old mod. Nevertheless, I know how to look at the console and see what's going on. So we learned some lessons. But basically, this place now, yeah, it barely resembles where it was before. So let me eat up a little bit here, strike the builder's bell for good luck, and give you a wee tour. Oh, there we go. I don't have a bed right now, do I? That's remarkably stupid. So let's fix that situation. My bed actually got burned down earlier by something. All good now. All right. So next step is grab some food. And believe it or not, it's still a little messy, but we actually have some semblance of order back in the place now. And I can actually be more like a reasonably organized Viking. So, now that I've eaten up here, let's take a moment to address the situation. We are at the Dverger Swamp Tunnel entrance, okay? This is an area that you can go to teleport to an even deeper swamp that's one of the deepest swamps on the server. And this is a no portal world, so the teleporting areas are unusual, and you can't build them yourself. But you can build a base around the teleporting area for something similar, right? And that's the idea here. This used to be a stone tower, but at this point it's being repurposed. And I've been experimenting with the conveyors and specifically the splitter. So you're going to see a couple different parts of the conveyor system. Here, for example, we can look in these barrel. We see we have one iron, right? And this barrel, what do we have? One copper. Yeah, yeah. And then here, 6 coal. So basically, they look at the belt, and then as stuff goes through, it sometimes takes out the right item and puts it there. And by having everything loop around, you can basically sort things using these splitters. So I've built them, and then we're going to build like a frame around everything. If that makes sense, we're going to incorporate these into the wall of the interior. But for now, I've just been working on getting everything working and more organized. So we can see we have our fancy-pantsy builder's bell. Our conveyor foreman has escaped his cage. It appears as we were gone, some wolves had something to do with the situation, right? Right? I actually know what happened because I saw it earlier on the other character. And pretty much, he escaped and then he killed the wolves, and now he's running rampant. So we'll have to keep him here, but for now, maybe he'll be all right because we can heal the Dverger. So if something goes wrong, he is a normal Dverger, although he's empowered and level 2, but he's a normal Dverger for the most part. And you can feed them any kind of cooked stamina food, as long as they're that. If they're a mage, then you need to give them eater food, etc., etc. And so what we're looking for, let's see, can I rest actually? Let's see. Nah, not right now, that's fine. Gonna light things up a little bit. Is some of this stamina food, for example, like sausages. We could take some of these sausages. Oh no, this isn't stamina food, health food. Sorry. We can take some turnip stew and then just toss it at the Dverger. And as long as it's the food they like, you'll get a little message, right? And you can see in chat it says that I offered the Dverger some turnip stew. And then you saw those little golden heart things. So it'll also fully heal the Dverger. So if you see they're about to die, you can just like toss them some food really fast, and then it'll heal them before they die. And that can save them from having to be respawned because those little buggers are expensive. They're 1,000 gold a pop. You know, I've wasted everybody's money who has participated around me by just reconsuming these over and over again as they die. Like, it's expensive. So the other thing we've worked on a bit is there's like a very, very basic cooking area, right? Where you can look at the center and fill up serpent meat or whatever on 4 cooking spits, right? There's this one, that one, that one, and this one. And you can access them all right there. So you can do that kind of thing. And then stamina, health, eater. And then this is going to be where there's more fermenters. And I'll have to put like a roof or something over this. But for now, we have the main parts going on. And a lot of stuff was also organized. I did that off stream because I've learned that it's just better to do that instead of making you all watch me go through things one by one and drive myself crazy. Now I can drive myself crazy alone, and then you all don't have to put up with it. Just gotta keep popping our builder's bell. That's how you keep it clear. You just get in the habit when you're working on stuff and you're vulnerable. You just keep hitting this, and only the worst of the worst can come and hunt you down. But it doesn't impact your friends like this guy. And he would normally have health, but he's become a mini boss, so don't piss him off. Definitely if you're just wearing this kind of armor. They just one-shot you, right? So I'll show a little bit now of what was going on earlier. Basically, was practicing with the conveyor. So now the conveyor works like in a loop, basically. There's this part for the crypt. We toss stuff there, and it comes over here. Gets smelted, right? And then goes in this loop, just like this. And because it's going in a loop, it sometimes gets noticed by these things, right? And then pushed out here. Like in this case, this was supposed to find copper. So this was probably just there from the other day because I had it set to bronze. Now this one, for example, we have as coal, but we're actually going to make it bronze. So all we do is put a bronze bar in the barrel up there. And then when the items go through here, it sort of catches them. Although it doesn't always work at the moment. We're still working on that part. But it catches them and takes them out here pretty much. So that's been fun to work with. And by having it work this way, you can just put ore on the belt. And then it just keeps filling up, basically. And if you overfill everything, it's fine because it just keeps going through the system as the metal bars. So that this is the last part, basically, is these filters that make everything come out of them and then just kind of drop on the floor here. And you can adjust what gets removed from the belt. They're not working perfectly at the moment, but I'm confident we'll figure them out because, to be honest, the belts are like very, very... They're fun to play with. Before it was like too gimmicky, just because like you had to know everything and it was a bit laggy and the visuals stopped like being reliable and all that. But overall, the playtesting and with Dakar's like changes, it's been really cool. It's like something I actually can see a lot of use in. I just have to keep studying it and learning how to update things. So in this case, in today's episode, we're going to be working on this basically factory, this iron factory. And I'm going to be building it, but I'm going to focus on using stuff and then building based on what our needs are while we're using. Makes sense? I'm also going to be experimenting with like clearing out this crypt, tossing stuff while we're actually like running the conveyor. We're going to see how that goes. This is all a new, relatively new experience. For now, we can turn this off because there's nothing left to smelt, basically. These are all full, so why don't we see if this... Yeah, he's going to help us out. He's conveniently close enough. He's behaving. To be honest, maybe I should have some foresight. Yeah, foresight, that's the word. This guy is at some point going to aggro some monster. And we will be happy if, when that happens, he can't just run away. Empowered, tough conveyor for. Oh, he got double empowered? I didn't even know that that could happen. Well, thank you. But don't run off. You don't need to go clear off that plains. You can come back, Mr. Tverger. Ah, it's just the leeches. All right. Well, I guess I can't really stop him at the moment. There's nothing I can do. I just have to make sure that he comes back. You are gonna come back, right? I need you like over here where the conveyors are. Otherwise I can't even turn them on. It's okay. You can harpoon them if you really need to. But sometimes you get into these sort of nonsense loops, right? Where they're like, I'm gonna go clear off the entire swamp over there. But it looks like we're good. He's kept us safe. Yeah, let's encourage him to come back a little bit. Because they know where their spawn is, basically. Until they teleport. And then that becomes their new spawn. You know you want to go back. Come on, mister. Do I have to bring out the harpoon? What's even here for him to fight? Ah, okay, I see. And a serpent? What on earth? I don't think he sees the serpent there. It looks like he just saw the leech. In theory, if I just stay over here and there's no more monsters, he's just gonna come back. But you can see what the problem here is, right? Like, you need him over here, not over there. But I guess this is just how it is. The Dverger are frustratingly unreliable at times and like to go out and do their own thing, which is pretty amusing for a little NPC without a soul. Nice. Alright, so that's gonna go there. How do we make sure the Dverger can't get through it? I guess with just like a simple little something like this, we can just make like a basic, yeah, like that. That looks like items could probably go through it, but other stuff couldn't. Like a Dverger, I'd say. And then here, we'll just make something a player has to jump over. I'll just deal with that later. For now, it doesn't have to be, like, perfect. We're just trying to contain the issue, right? So, there we go. That looks promising. Alright, Dverger can't leave that way. So once he's back here, he's like, he's stuck back here. He's stuck for good. So, let's see. Was there actually a harpoon somewhere? I don't think there is, to be honest. I'm pretty sure this base does not have a harpoon. Nope. Well, let's see what this guy's up to now. Oh, you're just chilling, huh? Looks comfortable. Don't you want to go back to where you were before? That's not very reassuring. Not very reassuring at all. I think I can just... Yeah, here we go. I'm being persuasive. Uh-oh. No. Wait. Come, listen to my argument more. Thank you. Yes, there we go. Yes. Aha! Hey, he's back home. Wait. Yeah, now he's back home. Now he's really back home. Hello, High Water. Oh, welcome back for another Path of Magic live stream. I've been trying to show off more EWP mechanics. Now, of course, this guy, he's gonna go deal with these guys. Yeah? You happy now? Can we go back? We can just go back to where you were before. Alright, I have a new idea. This is the new path of least resistance. And this, I forget, Dverger or Small, so he got out through the one by one meter thing. Nope, this way! Whoa, come on, little guy. Well, they're very effective base guardians. Oh, a 2-star leech. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, I guess that's not a problem. Are you done? No, more leeches? Can we go back now? I really feel unnerved. I know he's very strong, but They're only very strong until they run out of... Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, that works. Okay. You're stuck now there, Mr. Dverger. Yeah, awesome. Alright. Yeah, this is no map, no portals, and a bunch of other crazy nonsense. Basically, it uses expand world prefabs, so we change mechanics, and because we have so many crazy things, like there's arrows that explode when you shoot them, there's a bunch of other things that are more powerful, it works better when the world itself is incredibly dangerous. So basically no map, no portal, all the hard difficulty things, but no punishment for dying. The idea is to make dying fun, so you don't lose anything. It does reset your experience. Like this bar here will go back to nothing, but you won't go from 34 to like 31 or whatever when you die. That doesn't happen on Path of Magic. You don't lose any experience, which is the only reason really that I actually have skills that are past 20, because normally I die so consistently that my skills actually never pass 20. But yeah, I just say these things because people like take Path of Magic the wrong way sometimes. They think like you need to be really good at Valheim or something, but it's not true. Like quite a few of the Path of Magic like regulars, like this was one of their first Valheim experiences, or they had just played a little bit. It's like a different version of Valheim that's designed to be more like an MMO world, pretty much, that you can like play in and build things that like people might actually use the things you build, and things are more communal. So it's still an experiment, you know, but yeah, if anyone wants to join, it's free to join. You just have to find the Discord link and then scrounge through that, and eventually you'll enable the right channels so that you can get the IP and the password and everything. And well, the password's JP Valheim, so you're already halfway there. But for now, I'll get back to this. So I think the next step I want to do is actually go get some ore out of the crypt, because the crypts are also way harder. So it's a great way to illustrate some mechanics. And for now, I'm just going to build like a crappy temporary thing that doesn't really matter that much. But later we'll make a proper like workbench area. But yeah, if you saw previous things, it was way more messy. So this, it's leagues better already. Like leagues better, leagues better. All right, that should, no luck. Maybe we can get away with one of them. Let's see. Yeah, fine, whatever. I'll just do it here, I suppose, right in this spot. We're just looking for a tiny, a bad place to cram a workbench, basically. So something like, where was it? I saw it. It showed up for a second. Ah, yeah, right here. There we go. Too exposed? Fine. Fine, I'll find a better place. You know, you'd think I would have actually made a workbench area, but I ended up taking away so much stuff. Hey, this looks promising. Why don't we just make it above here? Yeah. Looks like you won't be that exposed for much longer. Well, we're gonna make this work. Top back. How do I do that? Boom. Which one is it? Where is it? Hey, that works. Alright, now maybe I can get away with sneaking in some groused floors here. On Path of Magic, when you die, there's a tombstone that shows up. So you get a little bit of Grouston just from like the tombstones when you die, pretty much. And it's nice because then you can use it a little bit earlier than you would normally get it. But it's not like I can build like a whole thing out of Grouston, right? Ah, wrong spot. I wanted to do it here. Yeah, there we go. This is all we really need. We don't need something fancy right now. We're just going to make something super basic that has like enough of the extensions that we can do something. Oh, I need bronze. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. This is all starting to come together. Just you wait until we start dying in that crypt, and then we can keep the conveyor on. That's the ultimate test, basically, is to like be farming things in the crypt while the conveyor is on and come down, you know what I mean? Good morning, Kit Fury. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had fun with the scripting stuff before. I saw that Kit was on he was doing a screen share in Discord, and he was showing some EWP stuff. So I joined, and it worked out well, and we were able to like show a bunch of demos and stuff, and that was fun. Very cool spur of the moment thing. All right, so I'm gonna need ooze bombs to clear out the crypt instead of mining, basically. And we're also going to need other nonsense. But for now, I think we just needed that one bronze bar, right? Yeah, we should be good. And we're gonna go up here. I'm still getting used to the layout here. It's obviously in dire need of work. Shucks. Ah, yeah, secret workbench. I see. I tricked myself. All right. Now what we want is the ads. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Now we're more ready than before. And I'm kind of wondering, do I want to be more reasonable and actually wear like a root harness instead of Hilder's clothes? I think I'll start getting smarter. We'll see. I've just been running around in like whatever nonsense the server gives me recently. And that isn't always ideal, is it? So what we're going to do is go to the not super organized, but more organized area here. Because what we really need are arrows. And we have some iron. We don't have any silver arrows, but we're going to just go ham on the silver arrows. So I need to find some silver bars. I think I have like 3 somewhere. I can probably just smelt them. Let's see. Silver arrows. Oh, yeah, we got 1 silver bar for our 1 silver, 20 silver arrows, right? And you'll see why I'm freaking out about the silver arrows if you haven't played on Palm. Silver arrows are different than what we're used to in Valheim. So I'm just going to put all this nonsense here for now. And I guess it's time to get to it. I just need to get rested. I definitely need a more reasonable roof shelter thing. This is definitely a tip, but for now, I think I can just do this. And just like sit on the forge maybe. No, I'll make a fire. See, I made the fire earlier and then it destroyed my bed. Because I forget that it's the swamp, so it's just like permanent rain, right? So I guess realistically, need to make the fire in some kind of thing that vents stuff somehow. Perhaps here would work. Or is that just gonna set all this on fire? No, that's a bad idea. I can already tell that's a bad idea. I'm just full of bad ideas today. What if we do it right? I guess I can just make a bonfire, right? That'd be smarter. Over here. Where can I put it that's not gonna set things on fire? Okay, let's rethink this. Instead of going deeper into the base, let's put the bonfire outside of the base. Yes, this makes more sense. There we go. Is that close enough though? Let's see. I like to believe it is. Nope. Not close enough. I guess we gotta get more risky. Well, the conveyors are flammable, but they're invincible, so I don't know how much it matters if they're flammable. So, okay, let's make a little thing here. I think I can just block it, right? So, let's just clip this. This is just going to be some basic mechanical test, nothing fancy. We just want to make sure that the bonfire doesn't burn the whole place down, pretty much. I don't have a hoe? Oh, no. That looks pretty solid. Maybe I need a little bit more here. Let's just in case. I have a feeling this needs 1 more. Just something simple. There we go. All right, now are we good? I think we should be good now. Yeah, there we go. Now I can just go in this little corner here. I need like some silly little chair to sit on. But if you sit on that one tiny little chair, then you get the rested bonus. I think I can squeeze it in here. Yeah, this guy, he can move over. So instead of being right up against the forge, he can be in some weird, more nonsensical spot. There we go. Oh no, I can just tuck it in over here. This works. Yeah, and now I just need a little bench right here. Make one of these nice little darkwood chairs. No resting though. Probably because of this. Oh no, I do get resting. Hey. Perfect. This is exactly as I wanted it. I hope you're all doing well today on Sunday. Is Sunday a good day for you? Do you like Sunday? I guess it's normally a day people have more free time, I would assume. Or maybe it's a day people don't like because they have to think about Mondays, you know? Really depends on what's going on. And here we have most of the stuff we need. I'm just gonna YOLO some of this onto the belt because it's relevant to the belt's functionings. We have this. We got some mead. Got some random food over here. I think we're ready. We're ready to start getting wrecked by this crypt. I only have 6 of these, so I guess I should grab some tools. Yeah, here we go. High Water 95 says, oh no, I had a phishing attack. A phishing attack. Ah, those are the worst. You mean like where someone acts like someone else and then says something? Or like you get a scam? Or do you mean like literally you were fishing and you got attacked by some fish? Maybe you were attacked by fish. I guess fishing, like with the scam kind, is PH, right? Fishing? Fishing? That sounds weird. Alright, I'm looking for the crypt key, which I put away somewhere. Sillily. And where did I put it is the question. We should probably also take some better weaponry than what I currently have. That'll save us some trouble later. Let's see. Where is... Oh, I found it. Awesome. Hey, also some more ooze bombs. These things are great. They make mining way, way easier. 1 second. Pan had a question. So Pan's asking how he can trigger the longship upgrade or the longship quest. It has to be loaded. Ooh. It has to be loaded in a certain order. And then usually triggered by jumping out of the boat. If it doesn't work, I can look at it more directly in a bit. Alright, cool. So now what we're going to do is get started in here. Should probably just grab some proper health food. We have some serpent meat. I don't know why I'm running around as if that's not true. No E-tier food for now, but we'll probably get some by doing the crypt. We have our 20 arrows, so basically we're using these weapons most of the time, and then in an emergency we're using silver arrows. So let's see. Maybe we'll get lucky here. And the idea is to not clear the entire crypt. It's to take stuff out as we explore the crypt, and then toss it on the conveyor, and have it, you know, go into the base pretty much. So I can already see I didn't even see where the conveyor is. So maybe we need some kind of, I think like something like this would be good, right? Like some green, let's say conveying torches. Maybe here and here. That looks promising. That looks promising. Easy to tell it's there, right? And obviously I could like wrap the conveyor around, but this thing gets deleted, so I'd need to like do some experimenting to do that. So for now I'm just going to tolerate the fact that I have to like come out here and then wrap myself around over there. I guess we can actually deal with that in another way. We can just make a cart. So now we have our sunken crypt external cart. All we need are 200 coins so that we can summon a cart inside the crypt. And then we're probably good to go, to be honest. Just gonna go grab that. there is a treasure chest, and supposedly, in this wealth chest, there are coins. Look at that. Things being placed where they're supposed to be. A whole new world. Actual organization. Alright, so now we can go in, summon this. But we gotta be ready, because when you first enter the crypt, you never really know what's gonna go down. And it could be more intense than what you expect. So, don't just like go in thinking you're gonna be safe. Like here, what do we have going on? What have the gods fated us with today? Oh, something exploded. Alright. As I mentioned, like that was a lava blob from the Ashlands. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen. The lava blobs, you never have to fight them pretty much though. They always just blow up. So it's like an RNG factor that blows up that room and negates other nonsense. Alright, looks like for now, we only have to deal with that wolf. So let's be wary of his presence here. Alright. You have to be really careful with the spawners on Path of Magic because you destroy it, but there's a chance every time you destroy it that it's going to come back in a random interval between 10 seconds and like 5 minutes. So it's quite likely that you'll think it's fine, and then you turn around and you're like, I cleared this, I'm fine. And then there's a whole bunch of nonsense behind you. So be careful. And also, you get more iron from the monsters that you kill in here. So if you want to, and you want to like use the spawners, you can make one crypt give you loads and loads and loads of iron by just continuously fighting stuff that produces either entrails or bone fragments. These are all options the player has, right? So we're gonna make one clip in each of these, and then one ooze bomb can clear one mud pile once it's clipped. So boom, there we go. Looks like we got most of it. Although there's some nonsense here. You got to be careful clearing them this way because it definitely, it can clear a pathway to your death real fast, right? Highwater says, yes, fish attack like snake in the water. Oof. I wonder, does that mean that the fish themselves attack like snake in the water? Or that the fish attack was like they were snakes in the water? You know what I'm saying? Could go either way. Hey, we got some tar. That's cool. And see, here we're already full of stuff. And that's why it's so important to be able to summon your cart inside the tomb. That way you don't have to deal with all of the nonsense UI management of the crypts as much. You can just kind of go back and forth inside them, and you still have to haul the stuff out, but conveniently the cart actually fits through these entrances. So I find this to be a more enjoyable way to do the sunken crypts, personally. I'm one of those weirdos who believes that like the dungeons in a game should be like really fun and enjoyable, so that even when players like might not necessarily need everything in them, they still like want to do them because they haven't done one in a while and they're fun. But obviously that's really hard to balance in reality, right? So that's why EWP makes things so much more reasonable, because you can playtest all of this stuff, right? And that is so much easier than actually having to like guess it right the first time. We're above a diverger. That's funny. When this happens, you can actually like buy and sell stuff to the diverger that you find in the tunnels. So there we go. We got our decent amount of treasure so far, and we can just load it up in the cart, and then boom. We don't have to deal with all the nonsense, and we can sell the normally useless items like withered bones to diverger. So everything becomes usable in some way, because we'll then be able to buy building supplies with the coins that we get from those transactions, thus creating the loop on Path of Magic, finding a spot. Oh, there we go. That's what I was talking about. You're used to like pickaxing away, right? Slowly, which is smart. But this way, you end up clearing like whole places sometimes. And I'm getting lucky right now because these are just like normal skeletons. It's pretty much nothing. But they can be strong. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's one. You see that? That sneaky little wraith he showed up? And it's very easy to think like, oh, everything's going to be fine. And then before you know it, you are just surrounded by a bunch of monsters. So we're going to follow our, I'd say this justifies our silver arrow moment. It needs to hit an enemy. Oh, yeah, him. Oh, I forgot about the wraith. Ah. He got me. That was good, though. That moment is exactly what I go for with the dungeons. I find that I have more fun if I feel like, oh, this is easy, and then the game's like, here you go, you're full of crap, you don't know it that well yet. And like what just happened, I got ahead of myself, I got distracted because I was like narrating and forgot there was a wraith in there. So I had the sensation of, oh, this looks boring. It looks like nothing interesting happened, and believed that in my mind, and that caused me to die. So like I personally, I go for that kind of thing. I really enjoy it. And I understand that that isn't a lot of people's playstyle, but that's how things are on Path of Magic. It's sort of like Valheim, but more building and more Dark Soulsy. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it from other people's perspective, but that's how I look at it. It's like more intense, less UI stuff, but also more emphasis on building and like getting rewarded with stuff you can use to build, right? Like these builder's bells, these fear the enemies away so that I don't have to deal with them anymore, right? But wait a second, was that... How did he get out? That was our foreman. I swear he was in here a second ago. And now he's just running around out there. And I feared the enemy, so he's gonna chase them. Ah, what nonsense. That's not what I'm going for at the moment. We're gonna just get back on our food train here. Can you, if you're close, I wish if you were close to the bonfire, you could just like sit next to it, even though you're getting wet, and get rested. That'd be cool. I guess I should make a little spot here that makes that viable. But for now, let's just toss this here. Got all this nonsense. And we can't even turn this on anymore because our foreman broke out. So if we... Hey! Hey! He came back! Hello! Where were you? What? This guy's hard to contain. Oh! Wait, what? Was he never gone? Was he here the whole time? There's another one out there. Who are you? Whoa. Ah, I thought they're different. All right, I get it. So he basically came out of the dungeon. That's really funny. That actually isn't something I made happen. It just, he must have fallen from the sky basically, which is, it looks a lot more organic than it actually is, because it probably means that I spawned something offset and it clipped out of the dungeon and then fell out of the sky, but we didn't see that part. So we just get to see a diverger near the sunken crypt labeled Sunken Crypt Explorer, which, I mean, honestly, that seems pretty lore friendly to me. It's definitely more lore friendly than the reality behind what happened. And I'm gonna just roll with it because having more diverger works. In this case, this guy, he seems like he needs to be lifted up a little bit here. So let's fix that, because I want to be able to turn the conveyor on so I can move forward with the other stuff. So we're going to need a hoe, and we should just be able to rise him up out of the ground. Easy peasy. He's a little stuck, you see? All we gotta do is raise him up. There you go, there you go. Ooh. Hey, wow, you can like shoot stuff from there? Interesting. That maybe we should roll with this a little bit. Alright, so hopefully you won't come down from there. You can just, that can be your platform when you want to shoot things. Is that alright? I know we had you in a cage earlier, but it was for your own protection, I swear. I swear. Just maybe you can go back over there so I can turn the conveyor on? That would be great. Nah, he's not close enough. Now I have to fix it. You fixed it by like finding the little hitbox and then putting a random item on it. And then when he's closer and you try and use it, it'll just like work and it'll fix it. You're the mechanic basically. That's how you learn that. It's like something meant to be inconvenient. There we go. Because otherwise players can just kill the foreman, so you have to make it so that they have reason to keep the foreman around. So now we're going to test it. We have our belt powered on, and this stuff's all loading up. Let's see if our foreman helps fill these kilns up for us. Yeah, if he's near you when you fill the kiln up, he'll put in like 99 wood in it for free. It's a way to just get coal, because I don't know how much benefit there really is to making players farm coal all day. But, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. In this case, it's also an incentive because they have to use conveyors to get coal this way. So if they use the conveyors, they can pretty much get infinite coal sources. But let's say things are a bit more explosive than what you're used to. So it's sort of like a whole base building experience. Like you can tell, 1, 2, suspicious gap, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe there used to be more smelters. Who knows? Who knows? But for now, this looks good. We're gonna sit in our resting chair. Here we are. And now, as soon as I get a rested buff, I'm gonna go address that situation in there. And we have some iron now, so I can start the smelting process. I turn the conveyor on. It's really the moment of truth. I'm actually quite excited. All right. Oh no, I'm not rested yet. I was drinking my tea. I got distracted. Let's see. So in theory, we're going to be in this dungeon, and we're going to toss things into the conveyor, and then when we come back out of the dungeon, those things will have been smelted. Make sense? So we'll see if that's how it works, but that's the basic gist of it. And actually, before I do that, I will, that'll be the moment of truth. So I'm going to go AFK for a little bit. I'll be back in 2 minutes, okay? All right, everybody, I am back, and now we are ready. We got rested, and I made a little change here to this script. So now let's see if we turn stuff on. Basically, I had been messing with it, and messing with it made these things work worse. I was trying to fix it, and I made it work worse, basically. That's not even good grammar, but that's the gist of what I did. So I inverted what I did earlier, and then in theory, now these will actually split things properly. But we'll see. Now we're just going to leave everything running, and we should just be able to start sort of bringing drops out of the crypt here down into our little system. And as long as we get lucky with the spawner, as I mentioned, you can turn the spawners into sources of iron, because you get iron instead of getting entrails and bone fragments in these dungeons. They're not just harder, you actually get like significantly more iron. Like in the other one I did on stream, I got like 500 iron from one crypt. So you can get a lot of it. Although it looks like I've made this cart too heavy, and we're having problems now, so still have to end up carrying the iron in the painful way. Oh no, it's clipped something. I see. Well, that's tragic. That's probably not worth trying to fix. We're just gonna toss stuff out here. And the main thing is to get the scrap and coal onto the belt, right? Should be pretty simple. Let's go outside. Put it in our cart, which is now down there. I guess it's easier to just walk over here, to be honest, but he's been keeping the external safe, which is nice. That was definitely an interesting... I thought they would help with combat inside. I didn't even fathom that the Dverger would, like, go out of the dungeon sometimes and then fight things. Pretty funny, because we were trying to do that on purpose and it wasn't working. Alright, let's see. We have our iron ore. Should just be able to drop it down, basically. And here's the coal, some other nonsense as well. And it should just get taken off, basically. We'll see how it goes. Might take it a second. And oh, there you go. Everything runs off there. Hey, Jake, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. I apologize about losing your progress yesterday, but I think I figured out what happened. So hopefully it's fine now. There was a suspicious error message in the log, and I looked at that and then found a mod related to it and got rid of it. So we'll see. But there we go. Now in theory, we can just go back into our little crypt here and keep gathering ore just like you saw, and then tossing it onto that belt, and then it's gonna basically like go into the base and get smelted. Here we don't have any other ore, and this chest or this cart is now kaputs, it appears. You see this? Kaputs. I don't know how it got stuck into the wall like this. Oh, hey! It's not kaputs anymore. Yeah, nice. Alright. Good stuff. Okay, so that cart's good. We have this situation here. The blob who killed me. Oh no, it was a wraith, wasn't it? Yeah, it was definitely a wraith. You little devils. Whoa, okay, you're not clipping anymore? Okay. Oh no. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Alright, I have corpse run though, so it's probably fine. Can just use something with a bit better block. There we go. One more. Oof. Uh-oh. Oh. They still hit hard, even with corpse run. I've actually gotten too confident before and then just gotten wrecked by like a 2-star wraith coming in. Absolutely bonkers. Welcome, everybody, by the way. Welcome. Today, we have been clearing a crypt that is right next to our new iron factory. And as we get more resources in the crypt, we basically just pop outside, toss them on the belt, and they get, like, smelted. And this is the grand test to see if I can just do stuff up here in the dungeon. And as I'm doing this, the stuff down there is getting smelted. Oh yeah, ancient pots. These are the best because you get metal from them, and sometimes if you're lucky, you get silver. In this case, we got 1 iron, 1 bronze. But the silver is great because then you can take the silver arrows and you get 20 per silver bar, and the silver arrows are crazy, crazy, crazy powerful. Looks like these are all shut off. I'd say this wing is complete. Yeah? We just need to check out this area. Let's see, it looks like there's some definite nonsense in there. Absolute nonsense in there. So we're just gonna clear it up. Hello, Jonathan Borges. Welcome, welcome. This is modded with EWP. So the clients are just like simple UI mods. There's nothing like crazy. But the server itself is heavily adjusted. So you like join as a vanilla player, but then you have a modded experience. It's a way of making different situations show up, and if you set it up right, you can make, so to speak, modded Valheim experiences that are accessible to Mac players and Xbox players, for example. But right now, this server, the one I'm playing on, that's open to play on for others, is PC only. It would be crossplay enabled if crossplay wasn't so horrifically laggy. And we actually started it that way, but it was too bad, and unfortunately crossplay pretty much works for like Xbox players playing with Xbox players. But if you actually have like 5 or 6 people on a world with crossplay, and some of them are on Xbox and some are on PC, it is a bad experience. Like it's definitely not working as they intend, unfortunately. But if it wasn't for that, I would have Path of Magic be accessible by Xbox players as well. But unfortunately, we have to deal with things as they are, right? In this case, there we go. A little bit of a delay there. Here you can mine with these ooze bombs, right? You can mine like lower level metals and stone and stuff. So instead of hitting things over and over with a pickaxe, you can just toss one. But it has the side effect of being more dangerous because then the enemies show up, right? And you have to be able to handle them. But the mechanics here, because it's very hard, it's also set up so you can see like I have a bubble, right? And when I block, I get a new bubble. So you basically have a mechanism. When you pay attention, you can prevent yourself from being one hit killed, provided you have more health than the highest damaging attack the enemy has to hit you with. So it doesn't mean you can just survive everything. Like if you just run into like a 2-starred enemy and you think that you can just like block and get a bubble shield from them, they're just gonna kill you. Like that's just how it is pretty much. So oof, that's gnarly, just like that. These guys, they basically have guns, to be honest. It's like a Grey Dwarf projectile, except it's way faster. And this is a perfect example of when to use a silver arrow. And you'll see some of the nonsense that you can do on Path of Magic. Actually seems like things are being a little weird at the moment. Like maybe the server has a bad connection. Because some of the EWP... Oh, there we go. Now it's back. All right. Like, I shot that guy, right? And actually, when I did that, it should have cooled down a lightning bolt, but it didn't do it. So probably it was a laggy moment. Ah, no. Maybe I just didn't see the lightning bolt. That's weird. All the damage showed up, so now's our chance to get rid of these spawners. But we have to remember that on Path of Magic, spawners respawn once or twice sometimes, so you have to like always be wary when you're in a dungeon. Just because you think you're safe doesn't mean you actually are. And here's the mechanic I was talking about. The more things you fight in the dungeon, the more iron you'll get, because as you fight, sometimes, hey, there they are. Okay, the server remembered the lightning bolts. Okay. That backfired on me. But the more you fight, the more bone fragments and things you get. And these actually trigger into becoming scrap iron. So the more enemies in the dungeon, the more iron you get. And this was changed because one of the players was doing the dungeons and sometimes they were really hard, but you'd only get like 40 iron because you got screwed on the chest rolls, right? So we wanted to be able to address that. And thus, that's the idea. And now it's probably time, I would say, to go back outside with this chest here. And we're going to kind of take a look and see what happened with that iron we tossed in earlier. And also we have a little tiny bit more here. Let's see, anything else that we can take back? Definitely this stuff here. We have... everything else is not a full stack. So we'll just leave it there for now. Alright. Relatively safe out here. Looks like our diverger guards, unintentional diverger guards, are doing a very, very good job. Just killing every leech that comes into the region. Alright, so now we can just toss our scrap metal in. And I think I left it running. Let's see, maybe it's not even on actually. It sounds like maybe it's not on. I would actually be surprised if everything worked well when we weren't here. Yeah, I had a feeling probably it has to catch everything up. Because like when the player's not actually down here, right, it's problematic. So it looks like you can't really leave it on unless someone else is here. Because otherwise, basically, this area isn't running because the player's too far away. So now I can just turn it back on and it's probably fine. In theory, at least. Doesn't look very fine. Oh, no, it's working. Okay, cool. Just needed a little moment. Yeah, and so now basically the scrap iron will load up into these places. And they'll start firing off once there's enough scrap iron, right, to actually fill them up. So it looks like right now there's no scrap iron loaded into anything. So let's see where it ended up going. There's still some here, right? This is the one we just threw down. So that means there was one from earlier, which probably ended up somewhere else. It looks like you can't leave things running while... yeah, here we go. Alright, so the conveyor, it's like catching up on everything, I see. It looks like you should not leave the conveyor running when you go up into the dungeon. Which is fine, that's still reasonable from my perspective. So basically, this stuff's all going through. And then it comes down here. But if you want things to process properly, then you need to make sure that somebody is down here in the area. Because otherwise, it basically queues all of these things up together and tries to play them all at the same time when a person comes back. So that's what's causing the sort of weirdness, is because I left it running and then I went up there. So basically, I'll just have to keep that in mind next time. Because before, it was much more responsive, to be honest. So I could probably get it to be responsive again by just, like, logging out, logging back in after turning this all off. I'll probably test that out in a second. Because pretty much what we're doing is figuring out all of the different pain points and all of the different things to make the features, like, fun, right? You can see it's still working. It's just, for some reason, the stuff is moving around very oddly. But it is filling it up. See, this one now is running, so is this one. And then once some scrap iron gets close to these, they'll fill up as well. Is that scrap iron or a fish? Looks suspiciously like scrap iron. Yeah, one piece of scrap iron. That's funny. I mean, out of all of the scrap iron that's gone through this, that's some pretty good return, to be honest. I was expecting to find a whole bunch more nonsense just lying around here. Here's some nonsense, some barrel hoops. Nice. All right. Good to know this is all here. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I have an idea. I think what happened is earlier I made this. I increased the speed of the belt, but I increased it too much. So I need to readjust it so that it's more reasonable. He does a really good job defending this place. Maybe he didn't need to be in this place in the first place. So what we're going to do now is actually open up the script, and I'm going to show you what I'm adjusting. Just bear with me for a moment while I access it. So we are in okay, I can replace this file with this one. We're in this file here, belt movement. Nice, all right. So all I have to do is do this, and then you'll all see. Hooray! Look at that. We're now in the script that I'm about to adjust. Basically, there's this poking part, these things here, these delays. I wanted to see what would happen if I made them really fast, because I noticed when I made it longer, it caused problems. So I was like, okay, what happens if I make it shorter? That also caused problems. So now I'm just going to set it back to what it originally was, which all these delays, they were like 0.5 or 0.6, something like that. So I'm just going to go down here, find all the 0.3s. I'm doing it the manual way. Obviously, I could just highlight it and then find it and go this way. And then I'm lucky and there's only 2 occurrences of this, right? So now I can just go 0.6. And I could have done that and replaced everything. But if there was a number here that was 0.6 or whatever, I would have been in trouble. So that's why sometimes if you're just working with a couple things, it's better to just change a couple of them at a time. So now we're going to go back into the file here. I'm going to update it, save, boom. And now I should be able to go back to Valheim. And we're going to lag for a moment as it refreshes the file. And I'm actually going to log out here. And then I'm going to wait 20 seconds, so bear with me. I'll still be here, though. I'm not going away. And now what we're doing is we're giving the area a chance to sort of refresh, basically, so that when we come back in, it's like resets us as the owner and everything, and we didn't have a bunch of VFX that are in a queue waiting to spawn as soon as a player is there to witness them. We can clear all that kind of stuff by just like logging out for a little bit, waiting like 20 seconds or so, and then getting back in. So I'll just go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. I am back. Now we have the moment of truth. Because of course, when I was doing this earlier, it was working very fluidly, like almost shockingly fluidly, like it was an original feature or something. I was more expecting this kind of issue. And this kind of stuff, it's not like something we can't work with. We just have to adjust things and keep working on it until it basically catches itself, if that makes sense. So we would make it so probably the belt turns itself off somehow if like the things try going and the player's no longer nearby, then it just turns off because it knows that it'll cause problems if it keeps going. We can add that kind of stuff, but we have to encounter the issues to know what the issues are that can come up, right? So now let's see if we can just turn... Oh, nope, that's right. All right. Well, at least the script's working. Completely forgot I got to bring him closer. You don't have to worry when you actually break the thing. You don't have to like resummon anybody or anything like that. All you have to do is get the diverger to be closer and then just kind of like put something back on it, right? In this case, there we go. There. And then it fixes it. See? All good. So now we have set everything back to 0.6 and boom, look at that. Suddenly it's all nice and smooth. Funny how just adjusting one little number can make such a difference, isn't it? Now let's see. In theory, we'll end up with some things coming through here. If it works out, this is copper. This is iron. And this is, I guess, tin? Oh no, bronze. Which we're not... There's not going to be any bronze here, so why don't we do something else? We're going to have certain things come through here, right? We could... Coal, maybe? We could make the coal separate. Because these are all full. So at this point, we have like an excess of coal. We need a load of ore to put into the system to make it work properly. So probably we should just take some coal here. Yeah, look, we just piles of 50 coal, right? And then we're going to swap this bronze for some coal. And now it's going to try and separate the coal instead of what it was doing before. I'm also going to put all of this nonsense away because I have way too much stuff in my inventory. Although having a hammer, learn the hard way. Always want to have a hammer. There we go. Let's sit on our little resting chair. Our shelter chair. Who needs a roof when you have one single chair with enough shelter to get you through the day? Someday we're going to figure out what's going on with that. I probably messed something up, to be honest. I'll try like refreshing the script at another point. But these splitters, basically they take the thing off the belt and put it down here. And they were working. But then now it's like it grabs itself back, right? You see how it does that? Does it very reliably as well. But we'll get it working. Again, it's probably something I messed up. Alright, we got some food. We got our rested bonus. I'm good to go. Ideally, we would have more of these, actually. These ooze bombs. Maybe I can make more of them now, because I think we were short on ooze, but just killed a bunch of stuff that probably dropped some ooze. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, my rested spot. Yeah, it is painful. This whole area has been pretty painful. I gotta say, like, it's a lot better now that it's more open, right? And at least reasonably on octagonal as I'm stepping in the water. I like my rested spot, though. What do you mean? It's perfect. You just sit here, and then you dry off, and you get a little 12-minute rested buff. I don't even live that long. It doesn't matter. I need like a 6-minute rested buff, and I'm fine. So here we are. We're going to learn our lesson this time. turn the belt off when we go away. And like, so you could leave it on if you had another player down there. But the issue comes because the game knows, oh, they're not here, they're in the dungeon. Why would we waste resources spawning visual effects somewhere where there's no player? That doesn't make any sense, right? So that's why when we show up, suddenly all of the visual effects get loaded. Yeah, and Star's talking about going back to the previous base. And I will go back there because the whole point of coming here was to set this up and come back with a cart full of iron. But, you know, needed to set up everything so that we have a place to manufacture iron and also show off all of these cool conveyor features. All right, so here we have some nonsense in the cart that doesn't take up too much space. So I think we cleared this area. And then, what, did I die here? No, I just left with a bunch of stuff and Surtling cores. That's awesome. I'm always running out of Surtling cores, so I hadn't even realized that I can just get them from these sunken crypts because of the Surtling, which also explains all of the coal that I keep finding. Funny. A little bit of crystal, too. Interesting, interesting. Alright. Then do we loot this? No. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I've cleared all the stuff that I've cleared, and everything else still has space. We're gonna switch some stuff up here. Don't need all this. And that should be fine for now. Hey, coins. Like, the coins are just, like, stuck in the mud sometimes. Like, highly amusing, to be honest. Highly amusing. I bet there's some nonsense behind here, so we're gonna see what these are. Jake in the Bushes says that yesterday he tried to make a crazy tree platform and wizard tower base, but they were both rough, and he's gonna redo them. Well, yeah, it was basically rough draft day yesterday. Now we can actually make stuff, and it's okay. In the other end of this, I saw that there are still some platforms there. So in the other end of the swamp tunnel, the deep swamp is, yeah, it's gonna be cool seeing what people do there. Hey! A door! How lucky. That's, I'm like very amused by this. I don't see these doors very often. So whenever I find one, I'm like, I'm happy. Because you can use them to fight, right? Uh-oh, or you can use them to trap the enemy in the room with you. I see. Backfired. It's alright, I had my poison mead. Somehow came almost prepared. And what's this? Oh, I gotta swim into a room, of course. And then what? A spawner? Nonsense? What's this? Hey, good chest, good chest. Nothing dangerous here? No crazy stuff's gonna just show up? We good? Seem to be good for the moment. Alright, so let's get the loose stuff to be made loose. And now all this stuff is like turnable into money now. I guess there's not enough crystal really for me to keep it, so just gonna leave that. Got all these things. All these are loose. Alright, so we can start by causing trouble here. We're just gonna clip each of these in. And I have a feeling this one is the one that is a dead end, and that one looks like it is the way to the future. There we go. Now we're gonna get out of the way. What do I have? There we go. Scrap iron. It's always a scrap iron, isn't it? Of course it is. Of course it is. And I can bring our little cart closer now. And for the most part, the cart gets through these things, but you have to make sure that you enter it at the right angle. And then it totally works. You can just load it up, just like this. So here we go. I'm gonna mine this one. This looks like can just deal with it regularly. Does seem a little bit smarter to be able to see through and shoot the things first. Especially because we got the fancy arrows. Ooh, maybe it'll work properly this time. Yeah? No? I wonder why that's happening. Normally it works great. I don't know why it's doing the lightning bolt so much later here. Oh, I know why. I'm using iron arrows. Okay. Let's see. There we go. That's more appropriate. Thank you. Even little roosters celebrating. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oof. Didn't get bubbled from that. Interesting. Oh, great. Oh, no. Oof. Bubble saved me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's gonna get me. Oh, I got lucky there. What's up with that Droger? Oh, gosh. This is brutal. Oof. I guess I'm lucky they have to go around the stairs, right? Whereas I don't have to do that. Oh no! Oh, bubble shield makes things so much easier. I definitely would be way harder on the normal, very hard mode. Hey, double chests. And cool. Okay, interesting. Alright, we got all this stuff. More chests over here. Wow. No luck with the iron scraps, though. Tragic. Wait, where's this? Where's he coming from? Are you, like, clipping out of here? What's going on? Yeah, you can probably hear our little rooster, by the way. His name is Little Rooster. And if you think you need an alarm clock, consider getting a little alarm clock. They work just as well. And at night, you can take him somewhere and put him in the bathroom or whatever, or put him near your bed. And then around the same time each day, he starts cuckooing. Pretty much anytime they see any light or they start hearing noises, they wanna be like the first one to wake everybody up and start the day. It's honestly very, very adorable, and everything I had ever heard about roosters turned out to be wrong once I actually got a rooster. So, be nice to roosters. They're really cool, and they're only as abusive as the conditions they're kept in. Hey! Alright, we made it in here. I don't think this is where we needed to go, to be honest. But I'm in here now, and I have the cart. So, I guess we'll just wing it. We had the plenty of guck bombs earlier, but I didn't make more of those, which I'm regretting, in all honesty. But maybe this room's gonna make up for it. Let's see, we have any chests? No chests there. No chests, no chests. We got some money though. Not bad, not bad. What's that? What's over there? Bizarre. Okay, okay. Something's fighting. Maybe there's another crypt. A crypt explorer, one of the Diverger. It could be. We'll have to see. Hey. Sometimes while you're mining, you can get other kinds of loot. So, it's true that the gook bombs do allow you to mine faster, but there are other kinds of consequences. For example, you won't get as much silver when you mine using the guck bombs, but when you mine using the pickaxe, you'll get like random bits of silver sometimes. I probably haven't looted any here, but I already saw one drop earlier. And that's because each time you mine with the pickaxe, right, there's a chance for that kind of thing to happen. But when you use the gook bombs, you're like getting rid of that mechanic pretty much. So there's all of these unintentional consequences for things. And it's plays out in really interesting ways sometimes. Ooh. Thank gosh for silver arrows. You see how it pretty much just negates the whole room. Like it's definitely I'm happy to shoot this 2-star for all of your sakes, for all of our sakes, for all Vikings in this game who've been killed by 2-star Droger archers. I am happy to shoot this one. Is he gonna... You survived a silver arrow attack? That's crazy. What are you made of? Flame metal? Alright, there we go. I feel like I avenged our ancestors now. I know more than one of you listening has probably been unfairly ganked by a 2-star Droger archer. Some of the best Droger archers, they're quite smart. They know to... Uh-oh. That looks bad in there, actually. This whole place looks bad. They know to, let's say, clip into things that the player can't get into for the best results. We're just gonna... Uh-oh. We're just gonna hide over here for a bit. I just need to get one arrow and then get out of the way. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Alright, are we good? We're good? Where's the bone pile? There it is. Gotta get... Oh, Wraith! Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Whoa. Oh, holy moly. Oh, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Are they gonna get me? Oh, I survived at first. That was brutal. Ooh. That's terrifying. That was so terrifying. Oh my gosh. And see, now I can just sit in the little chair. It's so convenient. And you know, now I'll have a nice little rested bonus that will not run out before I die. You know what they say, with death comes wisdom. All right. We're good there. We have our 13 silver arrows. It's funny how I've never felt that just a few arrows goes so far. But the silver arrows, whew, they go very far. Hello, Mr. Verger. Hello. Let's see. I guess because I'm back down here, it's good to like reload stuff by turning the conveyor on for just a little bit and then turning it back off. You like that cart, huh? But you're not close enough to the conveyor, my friend. This cart is definitely in the way. Here. Follow me, follow me. This way, this way. Thank you. Now we'll be able to turn it on. And we just do this for a little bit so that some of the things get like moved around and put into where they need to be pretty much. But it looks like most of the stuff is already smelted. Cool. Hey, oh no, there's some scrap iron. This should just go in here and load up into one of these in theory. If everything is still working properly. But sometimes a watched kettle never boils, as they say. Curious. I wonder what's special about that piece of scrap iron. I'll have to look more into that later. But for now, we're just going to keep going here. And we're going to keep getting more stuff out of this crypt. Looks like I picked up some nonsense out here, though, so let's get rid of this excess, which is probably going to lead me to die later. We don't want that. Dying sporadically is the ideal sweet spot, I would say. And if I was smart, I would have made more guck bombs to mine, but for now, we're just going to live this way. The absolute nonsense from earlier is still there, so we do have to be careful. All I remember is that I swam through a room. Hey, a useful growth. That's nice. Did we loot these? No, we haven't looted these yet, so I may as well get this stuff now that I have a clear inventory. Sometimes it's easier to go through and loot the things that you got earlier. That way, you don't have to deal with all the stuff in your inventory that you had from before, right? And here we're lucky, because it's just this one pile of scrap iron that makes things genuinely hard to move around. So I should just be able to keep going out here and then be fine. And I will test to see. It's odd that that one scrap iron from before in the conveyor isn't loading up into the smelters. So it's possible that when I adjusted something, I broke it, so I'll like have to roll it back to how it was before in the script, not like in the world. But just to make sure that it's not some other thing happening, I'm actually going to toss this 20 scrap iron here, and we're going to go turn on the conveyor. Our foreman is already close by, so we're lucky. Do we even need this cage at this point? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. And in theory, that stuff's going to come over here and get loaded into one of these. So in the meantime, I'm just going to look into these chests and sort of deposit some nonsense. We have some treasure over here. There we go, some wealth. Also arrows, which we have a spot for, right? Yeah, right here, right here. Nice, nice. Also wood. Woods. Nice, okay. That's organized enough. Now I can put the rest of the stuff in the nonsense chest. I can't organize anything. I can't organize everything, rather. That's too much of a change of character. I have to do it sequentially in little bits. And there we go. Now we can see that our actual smelter is working fine. So it's probably just that one scrap iron that for some reason isn't working, which is fine, doesn't really matter. As long as most of it loads up properly, which as you can see, it does, then we're good. And that's sort of the idea. So you get some iron, you come out with it, you load it up, and then while you're like putting your treasure away, these get loaded. And once those are loaded, technically you can just turn the conveyor off because it's in the process now. And that's the whole goal, is while you're doing something else, it was like starting the smelting process in like a mechanical way, right? That's the idea, at least the general idea. Now we can just keep going here. I think what I'm looking for next is probably gook bombs. I'm actually going to see what I'm missing to make them. Because I don't mind mining when I'm doing it slower, but probably when I'm streaming I should do the faster ways to clear things that are less repetitive, unless I am like talking about a topic consistently, right? So now that we're over here, we're going to see what we need in order to make those guck bombs. And I have a feeling it's a level 3 workbench, but who knows? What are we working with? Goose bombs. Oh, we don't have any Great Wharf resin. I see. No Great Wharf resin. Interesting. Of all the things to completely run out of. And how would we even get that? I guess I would have to go and grab some somehow. So that's not happening right now. I guess that means it's back into the tomb then. We're just going to keep going. Keep working with what we got. And see if we can get more iron out of this place. I think I have a tomb in here somewhere. So earlier we went in here, we looted that room. This time I swam through here with the cart. That's right, I remember. And then something got me after this point. And let's see. Is that something here? No, it's through this room. Through here. Ah, nonsense. I see, I see. Uh-oh. The wraiths are like frustratingly good, but not all the time, at getting through the crypt. So like you often think, oh gosh, oh no, I thought, I punched. I didn't mean to punch. I was gonna say that you often think the monster's stuck, but the wraith kind of gets stuck in a way where it doesn't always get stuck. And it makes this uncertainty with the wraiths. It's like they're they're the most effective fighter in the crypt. They like work against the player basically. And they're really good at it, like frustratingly good at it. So here we are. We're just gonna toss this stuff in. And this time I'm gonna get the Wraith, but I'm going to be prepared because I honestly had kind of forgotten the Wraith was there. I was distracted. So this time we're gonna do it differently. Gotta go back to our little resting chair. And then I'll work on this place some more later, probably. And I'm also going to keep working on this conveyor script because it's been really, really fun. And it was, like, these splitter things were working fine before, for the most part. I must have messed them up, so I'll just, like, mess with them off stream until I get them working again. And then, like, build out a wall. And then next time it can be more adventurous, basically. But for now, we're just going to finish up. Not even finish up. I'm just going to keep getting iron out of this crypt for a little bit. Have that cart that's already there. Hey, why are you hens inside? It's only 3:30. They usually come inside at 5:30. Must be looking for a place to lay an egg. All right. Hey, I had the courtesy of dying close by. You got empowered from that? That's funny. Oh, there we go. Not anymore. Now he's not a problem. Alright. That was easy. Now we get a really basic corpse run. And I'm going to take advantage of this corpse run because I have like a cleared inventory, right? So I can basically take a lot of this really heavy stuff and the things that are in full stacks already. We're just going to take all of it pretty much. And run back here. And let's see, if my sense of direction is right, I go this way. And then I turn left here. Yes, okay, cool. So now we can toss just enough so I can move forward. I really need to get one of those belts. I haven't gotten one yet. Seems like a good use of money. There we go. Nice. We made it here, so now we can just load this cart up. This isn't everything, but we have a little bit of smeltable stuff here, so let's toss that tin onto the conveyor. And now we can just grab that iron from before, and then also toss that onto the conveyor. Just like that. And these surtling cores will be great because we already lost. We already lost all of the other ones, unfortunately, to the destruction system. So we have to replace them, and I had used up all of the cores, but now I don't have to worry about it. I can just toss this stuff down over here. There we go. Awesome. So now I can get my body back pretty much without a whole bunch of nonsense that I would have had to have looted later. For now, we're just going to toss this down like that. Looks good. Also, the monsters all fighting each other have this interesting effect of, if you notice the iron scraps like littering the ground outside. So as things get destroyed inside the tomb, they end up bowling out of bounds sometimes, and then they end up on the ground when you go back outside. So that's been an interesting experience, to be honest. Let's see what we're working with here. We got all the treasure from earlier. That's good. That's good. And then no chests. But what we do have is all this nonsense from before. Hey, of course, gotta get chased by your own soul. You know, that's a fundamental part of the Palm experience, isn't it? Nice. Okay, cool. Whoa, what's that? I heard something. There's something over here? Ah, okay, I see, I see. There is a bone pile. Gotta get rid of that. And there's our original stuff. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here, actually. Awesome. Alright, that works. And it looks like some reasonable monsters, not like crazy monsters. I guess you never know, though. Sometimes things just show up. Not in a very sudden way as well. I guess, okay, what I should do is deposit the heavy things onto this. And now I'm going to take all of the light stuff away. It's like treasure and different, like, random assortments of things, right? Alright, there we go. Now this needs to go to the cart. And the cart should be right over here. Yeah, right here. Awesome. So I guess the cart needs to come closer. Ah, but I didn't fully mine the edges out. So the cart's staying here. And we're just going to put the things that are heavy, taking up space, pretty much, that we can stack more of later. I think I made it so we can sell charred bones. I added a bunch of stuff to the Diverger Trader system after one of the previous sessions. So these sessions have been amazing for finding more, hey, there we go. They've been amazing for finding more things to balance and giving me ideas of like what to script. It's been an absolutely incredible source of inspiration. Really, I think the best ideas come from like people while they're playing and the things that happen to them and how they feel while they're playing. So it's always better to kind of get out of the theory and into the experience, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people they're too lost in the theory of things, which can be useful, don't get me wrong. It's not like theory is useless. The problem though is when you rely on theory over your actual like experiences, it becomes hard to be creative and make like situations that are different than what other people are doing. So you really have to go off of like what people are experiencing out of those who you're interacting with, and then you can work on that. And there we go. You see how that evil bone pile, it was gone and then it came back. So you have to remember that that happens, otherwise it's going to catch you off guard and really screw everything up. Whoa, this chest. Wait. Oh no, it was the grave. Okay. I thought I was looting the chest and it was like full of inventory space. I was like, what the hell? But I see now. I was actually just doing this. Yeah, alright. So, what was that? Was that my arm? Ah, it was my arm. Okay. That freaked me out. Do I get a buff? Yeah. Okay, so now for a moment I have a little bit more space. So let's like loot something. Take something out of here. There we go. Ah, here we are. We can take this. Amber pearls. Hooray. Alright, now we're going to go back. And I think it would be smart of me to actually go get a stack of resin, because that's going to make it way faster to mine these things than just doing it with the pickaxe in general over and over again. So we're going to take the stuff out of this place. Oh, it's following us so well. How lucky. And what about this door? Not as lucky? Oh, no, still lucky. Wow. Impressive. Good job, Mr. Cart. Good job. So how did we get the cart through here? Oh, no, that's the exit. Okay, okay. So that's all we needed to do. I see. I get it now. I get it. All right, this looks reasonable. I'd say this is reasonable. It's probably going to work. Probably going to work. Let's see. Bum-ba-dum. Yeah, there we go. We got it. Now, sometimes it's easier to go the other way because then you can actually see where the cart is. You can, like, line it up properly, right? But either way, it works out. There we go. Here's our cart from the outside. Now we're going to take the things that we can toss on the conveyor, which are the basically the scraps and the coal. And we're going to go do that. And then while we're organizing our loot, the conveyor can run. And that's the general idea. Because for people to actually enjoy the mechanic and use it, it needs to be useful to them. So, by doing lots of playtesting, we can determine how things are, basically. We can determine what they need to be useful. So we have most of that stuff. Now let's get the rest of the sort of treasure things. All right, we have our cores. We have plenty of chains, things we can sell. Now, what should we leave in here? I guess for now, we can leave in the simple things. We got some frost mead somehow. That's pretty funny. Can stack this up. All right. Now we're going to take this stuff that is full. There we go. That looks solid. Now we can leave this crypt. And what I'm going to do is organize the things with the conveyor belt on. And then in theory, it'll just load up the scrap that we were working with earlier. And everything will be good to go, so to speak. So for now, let's just toss this stuff here until I can actually move. And here we have a cart full of stuff we will need to organize pretty much. So for now, we're just going to just leave it right here for now. And let's see, where's our diverger foreman? Is he up to no good? Where is he? There he is. All right. He's close by. Not bad, not bad. I'm almost endeared by having to like find out where in the base he is at the moment and bring him a little bit closer. Obviously, this part of bringing him closer is a bit finicky, but it is cool that they reliably like get attracted to different places. Like here, he hasn't fully aggroed something, but there's probably like some leeches. He really likes shooting leeches, you know? So there must be some leeches out here somewhere, and he's itching to go out and play with them. Oh, and now he's just willingly walking back to the conveyor? Alright, I'm going to take advantage of that moment. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so now this stuff is going around, and we can start organizing our situation over here. Basically, we can go down here, and we need to find the treasure things and all this stuff. And then maybe we were smart, and we were smart, we can loot things closer this way. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else I can grab. And now we're just going to put things away. It's so funny seeing this stuff just like scoot along the conveyor. Too funny, too funny. Here's our wealth. Yeah, we're actually getting some money now. And pot shards are wealth now, by the way. You can sell them. You can also sell like a lot of other stuff as well. So we're just going to keep things we can sell. For the moment, they're all just going to go in here. But that doesn't mean we're going to sell all that stuff. Here, this other stuff will go over here. Looks solid. We have some trophies. And we're getting plenty of poison arrows from these crypts, which is cool. That's always useful later on. And then there's the charred bones, which I guess, yeah, those are monster drops, right? Like, quite literally. So is the chain. And here we have a stack of withered bones, which we normally don't care about. But because we have a fancy-pantsied verger foreman, this guy right here, we can just give him our 30 withered bones, and boom! He gives us 150 coins. Although, to be honest, 150 coins probably isn't that much. So I'll increase that one, because I found that some of them, like when they're plentiful, it's fine if they're low quantity coin return. But if you have something that players already don't care about, you sort of have to make it more incentivizing for them. So that's like an offset. You have to keep in mind that they already are predisposed to not liking withered bones and feeling like they have no use. So if they just have average utility, they won't do as well as if you make them have good utility. So they should be relatively more rewarding to sell than other stuff, specifically because players don't like them. That's the design philosophy, pretty much. So in this case, we have more things to put away. But you can see how, yeah, it looks like the player can stand there. Then there's a little bit of a walk here. So ideally the cart could come in, but the diverger can't leave. So I'll work on that later, set something up to accommodate that. And then we can just go through, and I'm just gonna put everything else away. And that looks pretty solid. Pretty solid, to be honest. Gotten a lot of good play testing recently. And now I feel ready to like dive into the script, figure it out a little bit more, see what's going on with the splitters, because they were working. So I know I messed them up. I did something that made them completely stop working. Because before they were working like half the time, which was good enough because it was really cool. You just put something in and it pops out the front. It's really awesome, like really genuinely cool. So I'm gonna work on polishing that and that kind of thing. And who knows what the next episode will be, but I might be ready to start building the actual place here. And I'll probably do that off stream. So next time we'll probably focus on something exploratory, basically, because I've been showing a lot of dungeon stuff, but now I think I'll get back to the path, but we'll see that on the next one. For now, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you want to support my work, I set up a Patreon, so people can do that now. On a side note, you see all the scrap iron loaded up into the kiln, into the smelters. It does work in that way. It's just the splitters that I gotta take another crack at. Anyway, yeah, I set up a Patreon. If any of you are interested in that, or if you want to get a dedicated server, that is another great way, because if you're already getting a dedicated server, then you can support me without any extra expense to yourself, because it's pretty much the same price as what you were going to do. And with that, you can also like this video or any other video on YouTube or wherever you're watching these things, and that'll tell your algorithms that Valheim is something you like. And the more people are watching this kind of stuff, then maybe, you know, maybe more people will care more about Valheim. It's going to take a while, but people will eventually learn that Valheim, like Minecraft, can be made into whatever game they dream about. And I'm hoping to be part of that sort of awareness, part of that resource that allows people to learn these things.